headset for cable-free room scale? A low-cost entry into virtual reality? Perhaps a lump of plastic to hide one's ugly face behind when feeling intimidated by the opposite sex? Who is the Oculus Quest 2 really for? That is what we're going to be talking about in this video. Welcome back to the Gamer Muscle YouTube channel. Click that like button and subscribe if you enjoy virtual reality and simulator content. Also, if you're buying a Quest 2 or you want a cheapo knockoff USB 3 cable that works as a link cable, check out our Amazon affiliate links in the description, as they allow me to make more mediocre and somewhat depressing YouTube content. So, straight to the answer of the question, who is this most for? And I have to say, the people that will most enjoy this, most like it, and who it's most for are people that are new to VR. You've never used a VR headset before. You've seen it a little bit. It's been advertised, and you're like, "Oh, what is this VR thing? I don't know if I like it." You will like it. It'll ruin your life. It's bloody amazing. And this is the cheapest, most accessible, easy to use VR headset. It's absolutely amazing and perfect for people that have never used VR before, and people that just maybe know about VR but want the cheapest way to get into VR. For those people, ignore all the specs, ignore the res, ignore everything. It doesn't matter. This gets you into VR. Top notch. Good job. So the next category of people who I think this headset is really for are people that are maybe still rocking the Oculus Rift CV1, and they've been holding out in their trenches waiting to decide when to upgrade. And maybe, you know, some of those other headsets came out, but they were too damn expensive, especially given that they weren't necessarily like a humongous upgrade in visual clarity, especially for stuff like flight and driving simulators. If you're holding out with an older VR headset and you specifically want something with a much clearer screen on it and to get rid of screen door, then this, again, is an absolutely fantastic headset to move to, especially when you consider the price. Basically, it's effectively time to throw your CV1 in the dustbin. This is a really good upgrade from those older original VR headsets. I would say, though, actually, before we get all negative on your ass, another group of people who I think will really like this headset are people that are existing VR fans who haven't actually tried cable-free VR yet and who really enjoy VR sports games and sort of room-scale games. This was the case with the Quest 1 as well, but the Quest 2 especially. Games like Racket NX, mini golf games, 11 table tennis, and anything where you really want to move around and actually rotate 360 degrees and not have to consider the cable. I know those of us that have been playing with the Valve Index and cabled headsets, Rift S, for ages, we've got this like weird cable detection skill built into our brains now. But any game where you have to be aware of a cable, this just gets rid of that, and that is actually massively freeing. So if you love those kind of sports games, and you love games where you're playing them, but you're like having to be aware of a cable, you might want to give this a go and just, you know, you play the games natively on here. If you've been using a PC, you will have to take a bit of a quality cut in terms of the fidelity of the graphics. But aside from that, you know, this for that sense of immersion of not being reminded you've got a cable, that is absolutely amazing. So those people that like room scale games, sports games, this is definitely worth a look for you as well. Right, who is this not for, though? Negative muscle. I really think those of you that hang on, I need a sip of my tea here. Those of you that are super VR enthusiasts in terms of really wanting that raw immersion and presence, which you only get, in my opinion, once you pass a certain field of view. And what really is striking, as someone like myself, that my VR headset that I go for, I always go back to, is the Valve Index. And the fact of the matter is, as sharp and as minimal of screen door that these screens have, and on the Quest 2, and as good as the sweet spot actually is, and other aspects of the headset, the fact of the matter is the Valve Index field of view and quality is just way more immersive than what you get on this headset. And I would say the Valve Index is basically on the cusp, or pretty much on that point where screen door is there, you're aware of it, but it's not ruining things. It doesn't destroy stuff. Even if you're playing driving and flight simulators, maybe less so flight simulators, but if you're playing driving simulators, with the Valve Index, you can see very clearly about 150 meters in front of the car, and you are aware of the screen door, but you can see enough to drive perfectly fine, especially if you're driving slower cars as well. 100 meters of absolute breakpoint clarity is more than enough. So the Valve Index it's just a much better overall VR experience, much more of an immersive, much better presence. And then also you have the aspect of, if you're using a dedicated PC VR headset, you've got the integrated sound. It plugs straight into the graphics card. It's not the batteries potentially can run out on this if you're using the link cable. You could use virtual desktop and do some other shenanigans, but then you have to fiddle with software to then get stuff to work on the headset and do more tweaking. With something like the Valve Index, it's there as it's natively plugged into your PC, and all the stuff's designed to work with it, especially if you're using Steam VR primarily. Now, that's just me for raw immersion with the Valve Index. Obviously, you have to have your light tracking set up with the Valve Index. You have to pay more for it. So it's just that I don't see this as a replacement for that super high-end, top, crazy VR, mental VR enthusiast. Not as a replacement. This is probably something a mental VR enthusiast would have and really enjoy as a separate device. But it's definitely not a replacement for those mental VR enthusiasts. Though, for looking right into the distance with flight simulators and having very high resolution for maybe looking at the dials in the cockpit of an aeroplane, this could be quite compelling, even with the link cable, even for enthusiasts. It will be very interesting to see comparisons between this and the HP Reverb G2. And I think the HP Reverb also has the issue of the lower field of view. Again, for me, you just don't get the same degree of presence once you've experienced Valve Index or wider field of views. But yes, so in summary, for those of you that have got no memory, absolutely amazing headset for new people to VR, absolutely amazing Christmas present using the Game of Moss Amazon affiliate link, especially if you've got other family members and kids that you want to lose to virtual reality. Amazing consumer electronic device for that scenario. Really good as an upgrade, as a very good value for money upgrade from the older VR headsets like the CV1 and what have you. And really good as an enthusiast standalone VR headset, but not a replacement for your completely bonkers top-end Valve Index VR experience, and probably won't do too well against something like the HP Reverb G2. So, with all that said and done, I hope I answered the questions that I've been asked. Obviously with me being a channel that covers stuff as it comes out and do VR and sim racing stuff, I get asked the same questions repeatedly. So hopefully this video answers those questions so I won't get asked them so much. But until the next one, guys, really appreciate you watching this. Let me know in the comments what you have more questions about, not the same questions. And I will see you in the next video and live stream that we do. Remember to click that like button that's on the screen. Remember to subscribe and bang the bell. Thank you to all the channel members. And goodbye.